What's up, everybody? All right, so I'm making this reaction video about this crazy, wild Fall River Reporter article about this Massachusetts rent stabilization bill. See the terms they use? So the state senator and the mayor from Somerville, they're pushing this cap, this bill to cap rent increases at inflation plus 5%. So the government's going to tell you how much you can charge for your property. Okay, and they want to ban no-fault evictions. So the government is going to tell you that you don't have a right to possession of your own property. Okay, so let's dive into this a little bit. Maybe it works. It sounds good, right? We're going to stabilize rents. We're going to solve the housing crisis. But how does it work in reality? So here's 3 examples, okay? Number 1, New York City. They've had rent stabilization, rent control since the 1940s. And what happens is the people that own these units, when they become vacant, the rents are stuck at these asinine levels from many, many years ago. So now I've had this long-term tenant for 20 or 30 years paying way below market rent. I got to come in, I got to spend $100,000 to fix this unit. It's not going to happen because I can only rent it for that same amount. So what happens? They warehouse the units. They keep them vacant and they never get filled. They just sit empty. There's something like 26,000 rent stabilized vacant and off market units in New York City. So how does that help the housing crisis? It doesn't, because supply doesn't come to market, okay? Second example, Stockholm, Sweden, the socialist paradise that is Europe, right? So they've had their World War II era rent controls. Hey, they got 20 to 30 year waiting lists for apartments. So what happens when the government tries to control the market? Black markets pop up, right? The free market always wins. So you have this illegal underground market for apartments. So I rent your unit at this ridiculously low rate and I sublet it illegally for double the rent and I pocket the difference. How is that helping people? It doesn't. And the third, which I think is the best example, is Argentina. They had these rent controls for years. It was terrible. President Milei gets elected, removes all of it overnight. All of a sudden, bam, all those warehouse units like we talked about in New York, they had them there too, flooded the market. Supply explodes, rents drop significantly. Some people say 20 to 30% in Buenos Aires. As competition kicks in, more units, lower prices, opposite of control. All right, guys, so if you haven't figured it out by now, I vehemently oppose any form of government control over private property, okay? Tell me your thoughts below. Maybe I'm wrong. Enlighten me. Thanks, guys.